Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Leading the Way Today, powered by Leadership America. I'm Scott Murray.
And I'm Angel Carlton. Great to have you with us as we share with you the insights of prominent and influential leaders from some of the most recognized companies and organizations in America.
We're going to be taking a peek behind the curtain at all of these successful for-profit and not-for-profit entities and share their secrets and strategies for success, as well as their perspectives on leadership and life.
From culture to collaboration, creativity to innovation, transparency to diversity, we'll be addressing how these leaders in America are creating legacies and leading the way today.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of Leading the Way. We introduce to you yet another one of the great leaders or CEOs of the corporate world and the nonprofit world who understand the importance of innovation and collaboration, strategy and diversity, agility and talent, leadership and culture, and, maybe most importantly, my co-host, Angel Carlton. Welcome, my friend. How you doing?
Hello, Scott. Doing well. How are you doing?
Good. We're going to be joined by a woman that became a household name back in the 80s and the 90s when she appeared in a record 13 consecutive Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues. I think I might have. Certainly every SI reader back in the 80s certainly knows who I'm talking about. California-born supermodel and actress, would soon become both an author and one of the world-renowned entrepreneurs that we've all come to know. As a matter of fact, exactly 20 years, she founded a brand marketing company entitled Kathy Ireland Worldwide, which has made her one of the wealthiest and most influential women in the entire world. That's no exaggeration. Now, as a result of her career as an incredibly successful businesswoman, her personal fortune is now in the hundreds of millions, while products bearing her company's brand are in the billions. That's right, with a B. British Vogue, as a matter of fact, called her the world's richest model.
So incredible.
The superlatives go on and on, Angel. It's almost like your bio.
Yeah.
Almost was the key word there.
My bio. Right. Well, as a result of all that unbelievable success, Kathy Ireland has grown to become one of the world's most valuable global licensors, ranked as the 25th most powerful brand globally.
So on the planet,
yeah,
she's number 25 of everybody else, even major corporations in what we've come to know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Incredible online empire. And since its foundation, Kathy Ireland Worldwide has expanded into many different categories of products. You need to go check it out, kathyireland.com, and check out the products in home furnishings, fashion apparel, wedding products, fine jewelry, baby, children toys, books, publishing, pet care, crafts, gifts, and even destination resorts, wedding destinations and resorts, and just incredible, the different variety that's on that website. And so even though most of us remember her from her numerous appearances on Sports Illustrated, as you mentioned, Scott, she became so much more than a supermodel, gracing the covers of magazines such as Vogue and Cosmo and Forbes and Mademoiselle, and just not so much as a model, but I love that she's being recognized now as this world-renowned entrepreneur, power woman, CEO.
Yeah, think about it. I remember when she came out in the 80s, and here was this lovely, very attractive and just very kind. Her whole personality came across as somebody you'd like to meet and get to know a little better. And so she's on the cover of the swimsuit issue of Sports Illustrated. You know, and I'm just a punk young kid, and I go, wow, is this too cool? Is she ever cute? And this is really neat. But here she is on Forbes magazine. I mean, you know, this is the supermodel, which she was great at what she did, but you had no idea where she was going to end up here today in 2018.
Oh, and still just as beautiful.
Yeah. And how about this, Angel? Talk about well-known entrepreneurs and CEOs that you just made note of. Recognize the names Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. At the advice of Mr. Buffett, listen to this, who has become a dear friend and mentor to Kathy, she entered into the home furnishings business that you alluded to just a moment ago with Kathy Ireland Worldwide, quoting Buffett, "Fashion and apparel is consistently changing, but in home, it's more consistent." End of quote. And to this day, Warren Buffett opens each of his Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meetings with Kathy Ireland and some guy named Bill Gates alongside.
Wow.
Is that pretty good company or what?
Very interesting.
Yes,
very interesting.
Very much so.
Yeah, and here in the 21st century, Kathy has started designing wedding dresses and social occasion gowns. She launched her line of wedding gowns by presenting a runway fashion show at the Festival of Brides held in Disneyland in 2012. I love that. What a great place to host that type of event.
Sure.
She also designed a collection of jewelry inspired by her dear friend, the late Elizabeth Taylor. She welcomed Elizabeth's dogs, Gracie and Delilah, into her home. Love that. And
you're really identified with that, don't
wow,
you?
that's special. That's like taking family into your home. And inspirations for this collection of pet came from. And then she launched a collection of pet products called Loved Ones, which includes furniture, dog furniture, bowls, collars, toys, and luxury bedding.
Is there anything she hasn't touched? I mean, my gosh.
No.
Every vertical you can possibly think about that we live with every single day.
Absolutely.
Above and beyond. Well, I'll tell you what, drum roll, please, because, well, that was not too bad, but we'll keep that to the musicians. Thank you very much. We are most excited today to introduce to you and be joined by one of the most iconic women on the planet. We did a charity event together here in Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area earlier this year, but I will never forget the first time that I met Kathy Ireland. It was back in 1989. She had appeared on the cover of the Sports Illustrated 50th Anniversary magazine issue, which, by the way, I might add, was awarded by its publisher, and I quote, the greatest Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover of all time. How's that? Pretty impressive. Well, crazy as it might sound, I still have that magazine and a picture of Kathy and I that I framed, and it's in my study, and that's close to 30 years ago. And over the years, since I first met her, she is just as lovely and benevolent and focused and generous as anyone could ever be. So we are both delighted to welcome the one, the only Kathy Ireland. How's that for an introduction? Are you there, Kathy?
Hi, Angel.
Hi, yes, welcome.
Wow.
Well, are you?
Angel, thank you. And Scott, thank you. It's so great to talk with you again.
No, you're most welcome. Are you having a busy summer? Is it a good summer thus far?
It's a wonderful summer. It's full. We've got our family, everybody together, and it's great. Very grateful.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, as you well know, we told you just prior to the show that we do a little something called the lightning round. These are 5 questions, quick answers, just about who you are and what you're all about. Just about everybody, I'm sure, that's listening knows who Kathy Ireland is, but it's kind of your journey to success and all the wonderful things that you've been a part of and how it all started umpteen years ago. So the first question that we've got is, what was your first job and what did you learn from it?
First job, sold painted rocks for my wagon, 4 years old. Did this with my sister Mary, who was a more mature, more established artist. She sold hers for a dime. Mine were a nickel. And I thought that I could have marketed mine, buy one, get one free of mine, but felt that would be unfair working with my sister. And something I learned is that customers appreciated a value. And although I didn't use the buy one, get one free, that was my first marketing concept. So,
well, I tell you what, that's an incredible lesson you earned or learned at a very early age. And boy, has it ever paid off in your lifetime. Good for you.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear more about that entrepreneurial spirit later in the interview. But first, the next question in our lightning round, Kathy, is who are your top 2 mentors in life and how did they have an influence on you?
Oh, not fair to just have 2. The top 2, definitely mom and dad. Mom did so many jobs, from being an Avon lady, a house cleaner, babysitter. I always knew I could do anything. I saw mom do anything and everything with such grace. Dad worked with labor unions and farm workers, and he always taught me to underpromise and over-deliver. If we're expanding beyond mom and dad, it would be Herb Blumpkin, Warren Buffett, Elizabeth Taylor, Julie Campbell, the editor of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Julie put the magazine on the trajectory of success, and I watched her navigate business as a successful and strong woman.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic. Boy,
powerful.
Is that a pretty good lineup or what?
I mean, how many people can have that kind of lineup in their mentorship?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Awesome. All right, here's question 3 in our lightning round, Kathy. What has been the most significant experience or turning point in your incredible professional career, in developing your skills as the leader that you've become worldwide?
The Kmart bankruptcy professionally, and personally, it would be finding my faith in the book of Matthew at the age of 18.
I like that.
Well,
short and sweet and to the point. I love that. And I'm going to go read that. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, and I know that faith is the foundation of everything you do, and that in itself is so inspiring.
It sure is.
Yeah, would love to hear more about that as well. Well, Kathy, knowing where you've come from and where you are now, what is the best advice you'd give someone in the next generation, maybe a young professional stepping into your shoes?
Angel, I would say integrity, treat others more important than yourself. Punctuality is not a talent. If you're exactly on time, you're late. Be entrepreneurial, no matter what you're doing. I mean, from sweeping floors to dumping trash, I've done both. Never seek an easy way forward. Easy is unbelievably expensive. And if you love the work, the money will follow. But if you seek only money, you may never find it. And if money is your only goal, you may be willing to compromise in ways that you shouldn't. So know your boundaries because they will be challenged.
Great advice that has certainly served you well. I love that. All right, here's our final question in our lightning round, Kathy. The legacy that will best define your life. What comes to mind?
Oh, Scott, it is too soon to presume I'll have a legacy outside of my family and loved ones. My goal would be, and this is borrowed, I hope I made a little difference.
Well, let me tell you something. Your legacy continues every single day, and you've already done that umpteen times over and over. I've seen it with my own two eyes, front and center. So just keep it up. You're making it happen. All right, that's our lightning round, Kathy. Let's move on with some of our questions. Angel, you want to get us started?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Kathy, you've been described as Forbes magazine as a trailblazer. That's how Forbes describes you, and we've learned that your entrepreneurial spirit was a part of you since you were a little girl, as you explained, when you sold painted stones with your sister door to door. Love that story. For women who may or may not have had that drive when they were young, what would you say are the top 3 characteristics that someone might possess in order to be a successful woman entrepreneur in today's world?
Oh, the skill sets are the same regardless of gender. But as women, we tend to be cooperative even when it's not in our best interest. I'd say refuse to let anyone else define you. Always show up. And we all have messy, awkward, painful things going on in our lives. Don't bring them to work. Strive each day to give more than is expected. Know what's expected so you can exceed that. And whether it's appreciated or not, be the hardest working member of whatever team you're on, and that will make you stronger and benefit you greatly. Vince Lombardi said winning isn't a sometimes thing, it's an all the time thing. You don't win once in a while. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. And I love that. It's powerful. And we must not let our failures define us as failed. I have too many failures to talk about. We need to know the difference, and I hope to not repeat them, not to have the same failure twice, but to learn from each one. And we need to know the difference between failure and failed, and not let failure define us.
Great answer. Oh, that's a super answer, Kathy. I love that. And I love the way you worked in the sports thing. My 32 years as a sports anchor, and you worked in the name Vince Lombardi. Very nice. That was great.
Yeah, he's very, thank you. He's inspirational. And I love the idea with our team at work. We're a very diverse team, and we're competitive. But you don't win when you cheat. We play hard, we play fair. But I love the idea of bringing different skill sets together, different strengths, all working towards a common goal, and that's powerful.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you this. Of course, we all know you as a supermodel, as a superstar, Sports Illustrated, back when it all began in the 80s as the model that you were. But What would you say now, moving forward, after all these incredible years and all that you now have continued to do and show us what a rock star you are? What's been the biggest challenge for you as a woman entrepreneur? And have you overcome challenges when you've been able to deal with them and you've been faced with them? You say, you know what? I'm going to be able to take care of this. What comes to mind?
I think the biggest challenge is the misconception that the modeling career was the genesis of a successful business. In the world of business, it's littered with celebrity business failures. And I've never had the advantage of significant celebrity. The doors opened from modeling, those were ones of curiosity. And it took many years for people to take our company seriously. And because of the fashion background, there are still people who reject us without understanding us. And the best advice I have is to keep fighting. The win, it's just around the corner, no matter how long it takes. So I encourage people not to give up, to learn, to listen, and keep fighting.
Wow, that's some great advice. And we can all relate to those challenges in some way, shape, or form in our own lives.
Absolutely.
So, good stuff. Well, as a leader in the business world and a role model in so many ways, it's not a surprise that many people would want to follow in your footsteps now that they see what a success that you've become and have been. So how do you identify leaders within your own organization, and how do you develop them?
Well, thank you for that. And it's easy because the people who do more than is expected, I mean, that's what we look for. My dad taught, if the customer, when I had a paper route, he said, if the customer expects the newspaper on the driveway, put it on the front porch. I pay close attention to people who take the least important seat at the table and work without ego. The best ideas win. Innovation, creativity, tenacity, loyalty. And when those character traits are present, that person is going to move forward in our company and the world.
Mm-hmm. Wow, great stuff.
For sure. Well, let me kind of...
And it can be over, we can miss it sometimes. Sometimes it's, oftentimes, those come in unexpected places, and it is such a training over those traits in people and develop them.
Well, yeah. So do you have a mentor program at your organ where you develop them and prime them for succession?
About mentoring, something that our team continually does, is done from the beginning, and it's extended on to other areas. In the world, we have a mentoring program with single moms, and it's a joy, something that we really believe in.
Well, that's interesting, because when you talk about mentoring, Kathy, whether as the single mom, the people that would like to follow in your footsteps, whether it's young men or young women, finally hitting the adult world and what it's all about, let me move on then and ask you this question. We've learned already that values and certainly culture are very important to you, and it's also very important that the culture of the organizations that you partner with and align with share those same values. So here's my question. How would you describe the culture at Kathy Ireland Worldwide and all you continue to do, and why culture and values really continue to be so important? It's really number one, isn't it?
It really is, in my personal life and professionally. And I think there might be some misunderstanding about that. My faith is the essential foundation for everything I personally do. And I could not define our company in that way, or we'd be a nonprofit. We'd be a church rather than a business. We have people of all different faiths. We have people with no faith at all. But the culture of kindness and wanting to win without deception is critical. You don't win when you cheat. That's a steal. And you diminish the victory and yourself by attempting that kind of behavior. And people are shocked at the basic manners taught by our parents still in place at Kathy Ireland Worldwide. Please, thank you, you're welcome. That goes a long way in a world of social media and texting. So it's do the work with passion and courtesy. We look for partners who share those values. Human rights are critical, from the office to the loading dock. no human being is more important than another. And remember the dignity that everyone deserves and give it to them. And that's what really is what our culture is about, and that's what we expect.
Sounds like an awesome place to work.
Yeah, it really does. Have you got a couple openings for Scott and Angel, Kathy?
Well, for Scott and Angel, you are amazing. I love our team, and many of us, we've been together for 29 years, and it's family. And then we've got our millennials and our Gen Z who were not born when we started. And it is, I never had a family business, but today we do have a business family. And I believe when you treat the people you work with the way you want your family members treated, there's no limit to what you can accomplish together.
Boy,
and
isn't that the truth?
Very enjoyable.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Absolutely. How many employees do you have at your organization?
We've got 160, and then it goes beyond because we have different segments of our business around the world. So if we're going to extend it goes on beyond that. But it's a wonderful team of people, and they truly are family.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were just talking about the culture at the organization and the workplace, and we know, according to studies, that the workplace and change is doubling every year. And we know that the generation coming into the workforce has a lot to do with that. What are some changes that you're seeing, or how are the young people impacting your business? And maybe you have some advice to share with others on how to adapt to that younger talent. Anything come to mind?
Well, hiring millennials and Gen Zers when possible, as challenging as that is. Baby boomers, trying to understand millennial and Gen Z behavior is abstract. We have a millennial team, and they truly have empowered roles, and that makes us very competitive. They learn from us, we learn from them, and then we go out the door as one solid winning team. We're after, Scott, you love sports. We're after Super Bowl every day. And, and again, just never had that family business, but we are a business family, and being able to learn from one another is critical.
Mm-hmm. That really is.
So here's my question to you, Kathy. What are some ways you are staying agile and in this marketplace, the way it is here in the year 2018, and preparing your employees for today's rapidly changing world?
Well, it goes to our millennial team and having advisors of every age, understanding social media and understanding our customers and the changing ways that they want to be reached. It is never stagnant. It's always growing and changing. And so I think really, having our eyes firmly on the horizon, our ear to the ground, listening, being engaged with our customers. We started our brand Grassroots, and really that's how we continue staying connected. It's really on an individualized basis, not an institutionalized one, really knowing our customer, anticipating what she and he are going to want even before they may recognize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, speaking of
having advisors of every age, also. I mean, we have from 19 to mid 90s. That's our team.
Oh, cool! I love that diversity. That's awesome. And speaking of social media and how important role that plays in business today, we've heard you say, quote, in this media-driven world, businesses have two choices: be proactive or reactive, no in between. End quote. You've built an online empire and have been very proactive with technology and the media alike. Can you tell us more about your thoughts on this and maybe share a couple tips for those business leaders who may be listening, who might be struggling with the social media, because it really could make or break you?
Right. Well, you must participate in social media. You must. If you're not able to do it, if you can't afford to hire someone, barter, but you've got to get on board because it's happened. Graham, a young woman I love, has built her career with brilliance, beauty, and and has brought her talents to millions in social media and actually gracefully criticizes when we're not getting it right. I'm so grateful for that. There's so many platforms, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just start doing it and making it part of your daily life.
Yes. Yeah. And that's so true. And it's an opportunity to connect with the customers. That's one advantage.
To learn from them. They're very direct and they become advocates for you. So it's a wonderful way to really know instantaneously if you're getting it right or not.
Right.
All right. I tell you what. We have thrown the accolades your way, good reason, throughout the day, and we talked about Sports Illustrated. But as we mentioned earlier, so many other magazines you've been on the cover of. You know, from Cosmopolitan to you
Mademoiselle,
talk, and Forbes. I mean, my gosh, what's a supermodel doing on Forbes? Because she's Kathy Ireland. So let me refer to you in this respect. You have literally, quite brilliantly, rebranded yourself from that world-renowned supermodel that we were introduced to back in the 80s to this highly successful, well-respected businesswoman that you are today. Still making magazine covers, as we both just mentioned, but maybe with a little different purpose. So how have you successfully aligned your personal brand with the customer experience? I mean, you've just continued to do that so well. You have branded. We never heard the word brand, in the 20th century, but here in the 21st century, it's what everybody talks about. Get the brand and get it right, and boy, have you ever done that. How did that all come to fruition?
Thank you so much. It's a great question, and I'll answer it with a story. The publisher of Forbes wrote to our company recently to say how well aligned our purchasing experience was with what customers are seeking today. They purchased lighting and loved the online presentation, the delivery, the packaging. We frequently buy our own product online just to be certain that the experience is what it needs to be. And quite often changes must be made. The customer doesn't care about my personal experience. They care about their own. I have to get it right. Our customer is wonderfully demanding, and I love that because it causes us to raise our bar and get it right. But we've got to get it right. For the people that invest their time and their money in our brand, it's about pleasing customers every day. That's my boss, and that's who I'm in service to, and I'm grateful. And I don't take that lightly. Every day I audition for my job, and I'm extremely grateful, and I love the challenge of always growing, learning, and seeking to get better.
Gosh, I love that. Every day I audition for my job. That makes you just excel at what you're doing every single day. That's fantastic advice. And I, just been on your website. Incredible products.
Yeah, let's share. Can we share your website with our listeners, Kathy?
Sure. KathyIreland.com.
Yeah, KathyIrelandWorldwide.com. It's simple, folks. Kathy with a K. KathyIrelandWorldwide.com. Yeah. Check it out, folks. It's something.
Yeah. Great products line up. Very classy, elegant, affordable. Really cool.
All the above.
With everything that we explained in the first segment. So, I guess I have a question for you. You've been a part of so many things. What an incredible journey you've had, Kathy. What is next for Kathy Ireland? What is on your bucket list?
Oh, there's so much. Angel, I feel like we're just getting started, and there is so much to accomplish. I feel to be exposed to needs that are bigger than me and opportunities that are bigger than me. And something that's exciting is our Millennium Development Goals. I've worked with the UN on their 8 Millennium Goals, everything from eradicating poverty, hunger, to supporting education. Our company has added 2 additional ones, and we're expanding. It's supporting our military veterans and the fight on human trafficking. So everyone who partners with our company, our first vetting process is asking them to support one of these goals. It's not a monetary amount, although we encourage that, and our team participates in that. But it can be time, it can be volunteer, it can be social media, choosing one. Once in a while, we'll get someone who's not interested in anything, and we just know we're a better fit as acquaintances than business partners. But when we're able to connect with people around the world for business, and we recognize that in success, these nonprofits are going to be impacted powerfully and wonderfully, that's exciting. And that gets our team up in the morning, and we recognize we got a lot of work ahead of us, a lot to accomplish.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, I love that partnership. Every partnership you have has meaning.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Purpose.
And if you spend any amount of time around Kathy, it's contagious. You just kind of feel, oh man, this is great. Let's get up, let's do it. Yeah, it really is. It's exciting.
Inspiring.
How about free time? Free time, as we get ready to wrap things up, we're heading down the home stretch here, Kathy. We've talked about all that you do entrepreneurially, but I just, the ultimate vacation. I mean, you can do anything you want on the face of the earth, and I just wondered, is it spend time with family? Is it go off into a remote island someplace on the other side of the world? What if you could do anything, what might it be? Just the ultimate vacation. Anything come to mind?
I love being with family. That's my first and foremost. I love that, and I love traveling. I love meeting people. I love experiencing different cultures. I love going into developing countries. We just got back from a place called Pandy Town in Honduras, a place our family's been traveling to for the last decade. We love it there. And, I love a lot of things. I enjoy the great outdoors, surfing, hiking, biking, just being active and being...
In this country, you're just so focused on things. So I've got two more quick questions. And first of all, when you like to capture just thing about this crazy world that we all live in, what might it be? I kind of put you on the spot when I ask you that question because there's a million things that I'm sure. But if we could change one thing, anything come to mind? That you had
I think if we would treat others as we would like to be treated, and
I knew you were going to say that,
as more important than ourselves, I think that would really take care of it.
I asked that question because
that would go a long way.
Yeah, I asked that question because I knew that's what you was going to say. I just knew that be kind to others.
Yeah.
Be respectful of one another. All right. So my last question: the takeaway message for all that we've shared with our listeners today, and I'm sure they've all been most enamored by everything that you've shared with us all, whether it was business, whether it was with your life, just everything that you do. What's the message that you would like us to remember about our special time here with Kathy Ireland?
Well, thank you so much. I've so enjoyed talking with both of you. And if I could leave your audience with anything, I would say take the time to know what your values are. Know what your values are and have conviction. Know what are your priorities? Why do you believe what you believe? Put boundaries in place to protect them because they will be challenged. And it's just how life is. And so know that. Take the time to do that. I mean, for me, it's my faith, it's my family, and then it's being in service to people through our work. The minute those priorities are out of order, I'm a disaster, and I'm not effective at anything. Coping skills are out the window. So I encourage everyone to really take the time to figure that out if you haven't already done that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the advice goes on, and we're like a couple of, blabbering idiots here, the way we've just fallen in love with everything you had to share. But like I said, I met you over 30 years ago, and from that time to the present, what you do and what you've done with your life and how you continue to help others is just above and beyond. We all could learn. You need to write a book, a book about some of the things we've shared today. You're really, you're spot on, Kathy, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us today. KathyIrelandWorldwide.com. That is her website, KathyIrelandWorldwide.com. Supermodel.
You can reach it without the worldwide, KathyIreland.com.
Oh, okay. Great. Awesome. KathyIreland.com. Good deal. A shortened version. Easy. To the point. From supermodel to iconic entrepreneur. Thank you, my friend, for taking this time. The rest of the rest of the day, continued success the rest of the year, and we can't thank you enough for being a part of our program.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kathy. So inspiring.
Thank you, Scott and Angel. Thank you so much.
Angel, another great day, and our thanks to Kathy Ireland as well. So,
definitely.
Our thanks to all of you, and as we always remind you here on Leading the Way, live your life by leading the way. Till next time, I'm Scott Murray.
And I'm Angel Carlton.
So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.